Marcus, if you saw a tall, faceless figure in a suit standing at the edge of the woods watching you, what would you do?
I'd assume it's someone in the costume and I'd leave. I'm not sticking around to find out.
What if every time you looked away and looked back, he was closer?
Then I'm running, full sprint, no looking back.
Welcome back to What If It's Real, where internet legends become survival scenarios. I'm Riley.
And I'm Marcus. Today we're asking, what if Slender Man, the faceless entity from internet folklore, was real and he targeted you?
Slender Man is unique among the legends we've covered because we know exactly when and where he was created.
Right, August 2009 on the Something Awful forums by a user named Victor Surd.
He posted 2 doctored photographs showing a tall, thin figure in a suit with no face, standing in the background of photos with children, and the legend exploded from there.
But here's what's chilling. Even though we know he's fictional, people have reported seeing him. And in 2014, 2 12-year-old girls stabbed their friend 19 times, claiming Slender Man told him to do it.
So while he started as fiction, he's had real-world impact. He exists in the space between belief and reality.
Which brings us back to Candyman's concept, entities sustained by belief. Slender Man might have been created online, but enough people believe in him now that what if that belief made him real?
This is our first revelation. Slender Man is a modern tulpa, a thought form brought into existence through collective belief and fear.
So let's set the scene. You're walking near the woods. Maybe it's evening, maybe it's overcast. You see him, tall, impossibly tall, 7 or 8 feet, thin, black suit, no face. Just smooth, blank skin where a face should be.
And he's standing perfectly still, not moving, not breathing, just watching, even though he has no eyes.
What's your first move?
You don't acknowledge him. You don't point. You don't say, "Look at that." You pretend you didn't see him and you leave.
Because in Slender Man lore, acknowledgement is dangerous. The moment you recognize him, you've entered his awareness.
It's like quantum observation. He exists in a state of potential until you look at him. Once you do, he becomes real for you.
But what if you can't help it? What if your eyes are drawn to him because he's so wrong, so out of place?
Then you look once and only once. You note where he is, and then you walk, not run, in the opposite direction.
Why walk, not run?
Because running indicates fear, and fear is what he feeds on. In every version of the Slender Man legend, the more afraid you are, the stronger he becomes.
So you have to control your fear response. You have to act like you're not scared, even though every instinct is screaming at you to run.
Exactly. You walk purposefully. You don't look back. You get to a populated area as quickly as possible without panicking.
What if you look back and he's closer?
That's the classic Slender Man behavior. Every time you look away, he moves. He doesn't walk, he just appears closer.
Like a weeping angel from Doctor Who.
Exactly that. So the question becomes, do you keep looking at him to keep him in place, or do you keep moving and accept that he'll get closer?
That's a horrible choice. If you stare at him, you're frozen. If you look away, he advances.
The lore suggests you keep moving but check periodically. Don't stare, but don't completely lose track of him either.
So you're walking backwards, glancing over your shoulder?
No, because that shows fear. You're walking forward confidently, but you're using your peripheral vision. You're aware without being fixated. This is our second revelation. Slender Man operates on attention. Too much attention empowers him. Too little attention lets him get close. You have to find the balance.
He's a predator that hunts through perception. Your awareness of him is both a weapon and a vulnerability.
Okay, so you've made it out of the woods. You're in your car, you're driving home. Are you safe?
Not yet. Slender Man doesn't obey physical distance. He appears where he wants. You might see him standing by the road or in your rearview mirror.
In your rearview mirror? So he can get in your car?
The lore is inconsistent. Some stories say he can teleport. Others say he needs you to invite him through fear. But the common thread is he follows you.
So what do you do when you get home? Do you lock your doors, close your curtains?
You do all of that, But you also understand it's not a physical lock that stops him. It's a psychological one.
What does that mean?
You have to convince yourself you're safe. You have to believe your home is protected because Slender Man exists in the space of fear and doubt. If you're certain he can't enter, he can't.
So it's about mental fortitude. You're literally thinking him away.
Or at least keeping him at bay. But that's exhausting. How long can you maintain that level of mental defense?
Not long, which is why people in Slender Man stories deteriorate over time. They can't sleep. They can't relax. They're constantly watching.
And that's when he gets you, when your defenses are down, when you're too tired to maintain the mental barrier.
So what's the long-term strategy? You can't just think him away forever.
You need to break the connection. And the way you do that is by stopping the fear.
How? How do you just stop being afraid of something that's stalking you?
You deconstruct the belief. You remind yourself that Slender Man was created on an internet forum. You read the original thread. You see the photoshops. You intellectualize him until he loses his power.
You're using knowledge as a weapon against belief.
Exactly. The more you understand that he's a construct, the less real he becomes.
But what if that doesn't work? What if you know he's fictional, but you still see him?
Then you're dealing with something that's transcended its origin, and that's genuinely dangerous.
This is our third revelation. Slender Man's greatest weakness is also his origin. He's young for Saw as legends go. We know he's not ancient. We know he's man-made. But that also means he's evolving.
He's adapting. Every story, every sighting, every piece of fan art adds to his mythology. He's growing stronger through collective imagination.
So the more people talk about him, the more real he becomes.
Which is why some people argue you shouldn't talk about Slender Man at all. Every mention feeds him.
But we're doing an entire episode about him. Are we making it worse?
Possibly, but we're also arming people with knowledge. We're teaching survival, not just spreading fear.
Okay, let's talk about the children aspect. Slender Man is associated with children going missing. Why?
In the original lore, he's drawn to children. They're more susceptible to him, either because they're more imaginative or because they're more vulnerable.
So if you have kids, how do you protect them?
You don't tell them about him. You don't show them pictures. You don't let them consume Slender Man content.
Because if they don't know about him, he can't target them?
That's the theory. He needs recognition. If they've never heard of him, they won't see him.
What about the proxies, the people Slender Man supposedly controls?
That's a later addition to the mythology. The idea that he can take control of people, make them do his bidding, spread his influence.
Like the two girls who stabbed their friend.
Exactly. Whether that was genuine delusion or just an excuse, the idea is now part of the legend.
So you might not just be dealing with Slender Man. You might be dealing with people who think they serve him.
Which is actually more dangerous. A supernatural entity is one thing. A human who believes they're doing a monster's work is something else entirely.
How do you defend against that?
The same way you defend against any dangerous person. Distance, awareness, calling authorities if necessary.
This is our fourth revelation. Slender Man's real danger isn't supernatural, it's psychological. He can inspire real people to do real harm.
Which is why the 2014 stabbing was so significant. It proved that belief in Slender Man can have physical consequences.
So how do we survive him? What's the actual plan?
Step 1. If you see him, don't acknowledge him directly. Don't stare, don't point him out to others.
Step 2, leave the area calmly. Don't run, don't panic. Walk purposefully to a populated place.
Step 3, control your fear. Remember, he feeds on terror. The calmer you are, the weaker he is.
Step 4, use knowledge as a weapon. Research his origins. Remind yourself he's a modern creation. Deconstruct the myth.
Step 5, avoid forests and isolated areas, especially at dusk or dawn. That's when sightings are most common.
Step 6, don't consume Slender Man content. Don't watch videos, don't read stories, don't engage with the mythology.
Step 7, if you have children, keep them away from anything Slender Man related. Don't let the idea into their heads.
And Step 8, if you encounter someone who claims to be a proxy or servant of Slender Man, treat them as a genuine threat and contact authorities.
The key takeaway, Slender Man exists in the space between fiction and belief. The more you believe, the more real he becomes. The more you know he's fiction, the less power he has.
He's a warning about the power of collective imagination. We created him, and in doing so, we made him real enough to hurt people.
That's it for this episode of What If It's Real. Next time, we're asking, what if death itself had a design for you, and cheating it once meant it would come back with increasingly elaborate plans?
We're covering Final Destination, the horror franchise where survivors of disasters find themselves hunted by death itself. Can you outsmart fate? Can you cheat death twice?
Spoiler, probably not, but we'll figure out your best options anyway. See you next time.